Okay.
All right, video.
So.
We're somewhere in the Caribbean.
Yeah. We are somewhere in the Caribbean. I don't actually know what this island is called.
It's something cool.
It's a place we've never been before, so that's cool.
Yep.
And this video is going to be on long distance relationships.
Yep.
Because the first year that we were together, 11 months out of that year, he lived in New Mexico and I lived in Florida. So we know something about this.
Yeah. So she would just come out and visit like 3 days a year.
A month.
I mean a month, not a year. 3 days a month.
Really weird.
Infrequent time. No, 3 days a month she would come out and visit. And so we had to deal with long distance relationship. And frankly, the fact that we did that a lot at the beginning of our relationship, I think helped us a lot when we now have just shorter times that we're not together, because we both travel like maniacs and it's not always together. And so I think that helped us out, you know, getting over that. So we had kind of a few things and successful actions that we had on having a long distance relationship and how to make sure that you're constantly creating on that regardless.
Yeah. First one is just that, like, we would talk every day. We would also, you know, send cute texts throughout the day and just like keep the communication really high, even though we weren't physically there.
Right.
Skype
video,
Skype
just in terms
video.
of just doing like calls and hey, you know, how you doing, and chatting, and
so you can actually see the person, and you know that just makes it that much more, you know, they're really there and they're really a person, you know. So, you know, and now you have FaceTime, Skype, you know, all these different tools for that, which just make it, you can actually hang out. You're not just having a phone call. You can actually like, hey, we're spending time together.
Right. So like the reality is, guys, a text a day, it's not good enough.
Doesn't count.
No, it's like, that's like an in between your calls and video calls.
Exactly.
Because you have literally no excuse anymore. I mean, you can be out of the country and FaceTime and Skype for free. So you just have to make time to do it. And it's really important to actually spend more time making time for that, especially when you have the long distance. Because it's, you know, your spouse may run into a problem, or maybe having a bad day, or maybe you are. And it's important that you actually take the time to be there as a terminal for them and be that person that they can lean on, even though you're not physically there. Because obviously, while they're physically there, it's a lot easier. But you can create on it as a long-term thing.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, really just making that extra effort of spend more time, like really do it, make it a daily thing. Obviously, some days you're going to be busier than others, but if you just have that as part of your everyday, like this is what I do, not because you have to, but like this is my time with my person, and make it fun. And we would also make the waiting to see each other as like a game, you know. We would have countdowns, and instead of like
I'll see you in 5 days.
Yeah, and you know, instead of like, oh, it's so long until the next time I see you, we would plan the next trip in the trip that we were currently on.
Yeah.
And that way, as soon as I went home, it was like, great, you know, it's 30 days. Okay, next day, only 29 more days. And we would really make it like that was part of it, where it was the only this many more days rather than I'm going to see him, you know, forever from now. Like we just kept it as an excitement and kept the excitement up, rather than I miss you, I miss you, I miss you. Like, yes, I missed him, but it was, I'm going to see you soon, you know, and putting that there.
Right, and we would always cheat. So if it was after midnight and it was like 5 days, we'd be like, oh, it's now 4 days.
Exactly.
So we were like, oh, after you wake up, it's going to be 4 days, not 5.
You know, it's just, it keeps the fun and the playfulness. Like, we're very playful people.
Yeah.
And that was a big part of how we, you know, dealt with that, is just keep the whole thing playful.
Yeah. Yeah, because otherwise it gets too serious, and like the reality is ultimately figure out how to be in close proximity if you can, but if you can't, then, you know, stick to making sure you really create on it all the time. You really spend the time. The other thing is that we wouldn't drink when we're apart. I mean, we're not big drinkers anyways, so we just really don't drink much at all, but not drinking apart was really important, because it just leads to dumb things, you know. We had this other video on that, and it's just leads to dumb stuff. And so rather than having dumb stuff, we didn't have dumb stuff.
Yeah, and that I think is super key always, and we have that as sort of just a firm thing for us. Like, we don't drink without the other one there, but especially when you're having like a long distance relationship, because it gets too easy to just shove things under the rug when you're not constantly with the person. So we just made sure to have it like very clear cut agreements that we would follow, and it just keeps it really fun, keeps it super simple.
All right, I had to switch arms because my arm was getting really tired. It's like, it actually, I don't know how an iPhone that's like 8 ounces becomes like 1,000 pounds, but when you hold it up for like minutes at a time, it gets heavy.
It's like all the years in ballet. You just hold your arms out, and that's it. And it's quite a workout.
It is definitely a workout. But look at that sailboat.
I know, it's gorgeous.
Like, we're just standing here and this sailboat comes by in the background. Oh, it's got a little dinghy behind it too.
Pulling another boat.
Yeah. Okay,
yeah.
good.
I would say those are kind of the biggest tips. And then when you do see each other, like, really spend that time fully together. Like, don't just be blah. Like, go do fun stuff, spend quality time together, kind of shoo away other people, and like really have the time to spend quality time together, talk even more, love each other, be together, just really, really take that time, whether it's a day, 3 days, a week, to fully reconnect on, that like deeper level when you get to actually be in person. And
yeah. And then also, like, dancing was an interesting one for us. Like, there's an okay style of dancing to do with other people when the other person's not there. But if you're going out clubbing and grinding, it's a little bit
the way to do it.
Yeah, it's a little weird. You start to get into like you're practically having sex on a club floor. It's like kind of weird, So it's like, let's be honest with each other. Usually that goes with the whole drinking thing. So like maybe not doing that would be a good idea, because we've never really had the whole like jealousy thing in this relationship, but I have had that in the past with other other girls that I had as girlfriends and stuff. I was kind of pretty jealous at times, and we've never had that because we just established some of these rules to make it cool.
At the very beginning of our relationship, we were like, okay, these are the things that didn't work out so well in our prior relationships. So like, what were those points? What made them harder to deal with and ultimately not end well? And we just were like, let's eliminate those from the get-go. Yeah. Let's not be drinking without each other. Let's not, be bumming and grinding. Let's not just go for long periods of time without communication. Like, let's really keep these very simple points in. And we just made these agreements from the beginning, and they're not like complicated agreements.
No, and they're kind of common sense when you think about it. It's not everybody has it, so you just need to actually create it as an agreement. But they are pretty much common sense. Like, it's not like we're saying, like, whatever.
And I would say the last point, and for me, one of the biggest points, is choose your friends wisely, especially when you have a long-distance relationship. Because if you and your spouse or boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, can trust not only each other, but trust who your person is going to be around, and you both feel that way, and there's not weird pressure to go, let's say, drink or do stupid shit, like, you're gonna end up just having an easier time in a long distance relationship if you have really good quality, fun, and trustworthy friends that you're both super comfortable around personally, and having your, spouse, person, partner around as well.
Yeah, and then long distance or not, if you have friends that are pushing you to do stuff that violates your own integrity, as she says, they're not your friends. That's pretty clear. So like, I would just really keep that in mind, because choosing the right people, like, we have amazing friends. Like, I would say we have like literally the best friends on the planet. All of the friends we have, they're just incredible.
Squad goals.
Hashtag squad goals. That's a hashtag. That's a one-handed hashtag. You see that?
Hashtag.
See? We did it. So hashtag best friends ever, hashtag squad goals, hashtag for the sake of hashtagging. Yeah. So I think
Yeah,
that pretty much covers
that
it. Like
covers
long
it.
distance, creating, blah 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 blah.
Don't be dumb, basically. Have fun, create, love each other, be awesome.
And then work out how to be together. Like work
Yeah.
work out a solution ultimately on how to be together.
How to
like,
actually like eventually locate yourselves in the same area.
yeah, but anybody who tells you long distance relationships impossible, hashtag BS. Because we made it work, and then now we've been together 12 and a half years, and
And counting.
yeah, we're awesome.
And you're awesome.
And you're awesome.
And you can have awesome love.
Hashtag awesome love.
Peace out.
That was really awkward when I did it. It looks cute when you do it.
Okay, let's do it again.
Okay, you ready?
Peace out.
Bye.